gosh, we went through it. The newborn trenches, wow.
Shout out to any parents out there in general.
If I continue, like, I'm gonna go insane.
I low-key feel like I was starting to get depressed.
Poor Matthew, I just think about my little tiny baby. He was always crying.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. As you can see, today we have a new member with us.
Hola.
He can say it for himself. Let him. Yeah. Go ahead, buddy. Say what's up.
Es que no entiende inglés.
Oh,
Yeah.
es que él, captions please, es que él habla español solamente. Hold on, the camera's not centered. ¿Quieres decir hola a la gente? Sí. That means hola, ¿cómo estás? Mucho gusto, me llamo Matthew y soy un niño muy guapo y tengo 6 meses.
Tengo 6 meses hoy que los cumplí, me veo muy lindo.
Yes, he just turned 6 months today. But guys, as y'all can see by the title of this video, today we are making a 6-month update video on parenthood. He's excited. He's like,
Tell them how amazing parenthood has been. Hermoso, chiquitín, chiquitín bombín.
oh my goodness, I want 50 of these. Give me 50 of these.
Chiquitín, 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 chiquitín.
Gordito, 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 tototo, gordito, 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 tototo. No, todos juntos. Gordito, 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 tototo.
Tíreles un beso, hazles así. Tíreles un beso, papi.
No, I wanna squeeze you till I can't no more. Our son Matthew is joining us for the intro of this video. Unfortunately, he will not be joining us for the entirety of this video because it is almost nap time. Matthew, you want to say your last few words before you leave? It's like he knows when we're asking him to
I
talk.
know, babies are smart.
Alright, we have a lot to cover in this video, so let's jump straight into it.
Alright, so first we're gonna start from the beginning. So we're gonna talk about the newborn stage, which in both our opinions was really, really hard.
Man.
I even told Jayco.
I wonder if anybody has had like a good newborn stage.
I wonder too.
Cause man, our newborn stage was a challenge.
Maybe parents who have already had like a baby, like it's like their second time maybe, because they already know what to expect, they already know what to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I think our next baby's newborn stage will definitely not be as difficult as this first one. I think what makes the newborn stage so difficult, specifically with the first child, is the fact that you're just so worried about literally everything. Because the baby is so flimsy, the neck is like, oh like this. And,
Oh my god.
no, this boy is sturdy. Look at him.
Look at him.
Get sturdy, son.
Get sturdy. Get sturdy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ay, tan hermoso.
But yeah, what I think makes the newborn stage super difficult is all the fears that comes with it. I mean, the elephant in the room, the main fear that nobody really likes to touch on is, I would say, the baby. What do you call it?
Something that a lot of people do go through and are scared of but don't really talk about, it's something called SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. So obviously as a new parent, like I had his outlet talk on him all the time, but when his oxygen went from 100 to like 95 one day, I remember I didn't know what like the oxygen like level at a good time was, whatever. And yeah, I was super worried. I was never sleeping. Oh my gosh. I even told Jayco, I'm like, babe, I don't even know how to talk about the newborn stage because it was all a blur to me. Like I feel like those 2 months were a complete blur. Like I don't remember a lot of things. I think it's just because we're trying to survive. Your brain just kind of forgets about it and you're just like in a blur. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, I think the newborn stage is also just a mixture of so many things. Like you're exhausted, you're back home from the hospital, so you're like kind of like settling in, but not fully because you're not even worried about yourself. You're worried about the baby and the baby's well-being, and then you're recovering from labor and everything, and
the hormone changes and
yes, the worrying
bleeding.
about the baby. Is he breathing?
Oh
is he
my God.
not breathing? Like making sure there's like nothing covering him. Man, it's just a lot.
Okay, next we want to talk about how parenthood has affected us mentally. So whenever you're transitioning into parenthood, you know, you have a whole life before you became a parent, right? You're like having your own hobbies, you're like, you know, hanging out with your friends. But I feel like when you transition into parenthood, you're like a completely different person. Like you change completely, and there's a term for that which I literally cannot pronounce for my life, but you go through something that literally is an identity shift, right? So because of that reason, I felt so lonely in the fact that like I had so many people reaching out to me, like my friends, family. Jayco was literally physically right next to me, but I felt lonely. Like it's just like this lonely like space that you're like, wow, like I don't know, you feel lonely. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like this loneliness, this like depression, and it's like, man, like I'm alone. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just really hard. So it definitely affected me and still does affect me mentally, because it's like you change. Like you're like the life you lived before is no longer that. Like you are the same, you know, Valentina and Jayco, but it's like another version of you, and you're trying to learn who you are again. You know, your body is changing, everything is changing. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like crazy like identity shifts, and like you're obviously like confused because it's like I miss my old life, like my old body and like my old ways, but I mean this is who I am now, and it's completely different. So you're having to relearn to like love yourself, relearn how to like meet yourself. Like you're a different person. So mentally I feel like it's really challenging. I think
Also, I would say because parenthood involves a lot of like self-denial.
yes.
So it's like life isn't so much about you anymore, like satisfying yourself. You
Yeah.
get me? I feel like when you don't have a kid, we tend to go about our lives more like satisfying ourselves. Like, oh, what do I want to do today?
Yeah.
Let me go do this hobby, or let me go do that. Let me go meet up with friends. It's like everything that we do aligns with us wanting to please ourselves. But whenever you become a parent, it's just nothing but self-denial that goes on, because you have to put your life on complete pause to care for this beautiful human being that is in need of you. Like he doesn't have anybody but you to provide for him, care for him, and everything. So some examples of self-denial that I can remember that were more on the personal side was like, a big one is sleep, for example. It's like you're having to deny yourself to sleep a lot. Something that before you could sleep as much as you want on a regular Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday whenever you're off, right? But now all of a sudden, no matter what day it is, you're having to deny yourself of sleep. You're having to put the baby first, feed the baby first before you eat. You're just putting another human being before you
Yeah.
in every single sense. Showering, being clean, being fed, sleeping.
I forgot about
And
that.
so, yeah, I think that self-denial, if you're not prepared for it,
It'll hit you like a
definitely
truck.
hits you like a truck, and it takes a big toll on you, not only physically, but also very heavily mentally.
There's so much that goes into being a parent, which is like mental and physical changes, and it's pretty crazy because before becoming a mom, I used to go through a lot of things mentally, and one thing that I would always do is go to therapy. I tried in-person therapy, and then I also tried online therapy, which is crazy because today's sponsor is BetterHelp. And I think it's so crazy because I genuinely love BetterHelp because I used it alone by myself organically. Actually, before I was even pregnant, I was going through a lot, decided to do it online, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, today's sponsor is BetterHelp, and I'm so happy.
It's like a full circle moment.
Yes.
Because you started using BetterHelp when we were living in LA.
Yes.
And that time that we were living in LA, you were going through a lot.
I was going through a lot in LA. I remember we were in our apartment over there, and I was going through a lot of anxiety, depression, panic attacks. Also in Houston, I was also using BetterHelp there too. If you've been feeling like you need therapy or have been trying to look for therapy, BetterHelp is on a mission to make starting therapy so much easier.
Way easier. I love that you get to fill out a questionnaire which helps them match you with the right therapist for you in as little as a couple days.
And one of my favorite features is that if the therapist that you get matched with isn't a right fit for you, you can always switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. And I literally did that when I was in therapy too.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. You can also filter out what requirements you want your therapist to meet. For example, when I was in therapy, I actually wanted a Christian woman. Those are the requirements that I filtered out from my therapist, and that's still exactly what I got.
I highly suggest using BetterHelp and giving therapy a try. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/Jayco and about to get 10% off your first month of therapy. BetterHelp, thank you so much for sponsoring this video, and thank you for everything you're doing to make therapy more accessible.
Thank you so much.
I feel like the baby is just so delicate in the newborn stage that you just want to like be as protective as possible. But when you low key in the hospital, though, you realize that the baby isn't as delicate as you think, because they be tossing babies around like nothing over there at the hospitals.
I mean, when I gave birth, he was one who literally got the baby. Like, you delivered the baby for me, and you saw how you had to like pull on him and stuff.
Yeah, like I had to like pull on the neck like this, and like the nurse was like grabbing my hands. She was like putting her hands on top of mine, and she was like forcefully pulling, and I was like, isn't this a little too much? She was like, no, keep going. I was like, damn, poor Matthew's neck was like this. On a scale from 1 to 10, how difficult would you say the newborn stage was?
Oh my gosh, I think it was a 10. I think because it's like you're saying, you're a first-time parent, you're dealing with so many things. And then on top of that, you know, like you said, I'm going through a lot of hormonal changes, a lot of stuff. Like, it's just, I think it's a 10 out of 10. Your fear is like the worst it could ever be. Like, if you have anxiety, like your anxiety is so much worse. Like, in the sense of like you worrying about like a baby, you know? Oh my gosh, I think it's a 10 out of 10 bad.
Yeah.
No, not even. I think it's like 1,000 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I agree.
But I feel like if we would have known what to do and stuff, if we weren't as fearful, I don't think it would have been as bad.
Yeah, you're also just figuring so many things out. It's like everything is literally new, and you're doing it for the first time, so it just adds on to that kind of like stress, worry, fear, etc.
I think it's nap time. His cheeks.
You little faker. You weren't coughing. You just want attention. Oh, ya tiene tu añito.
He's sleepy.
Tiene tu añito, ese bebecito hermoso. Venga, duérmase con papi. Okay, Matthew's gonna go take his nap. Say goodbye. Adios todos. Hermoso, precioso. I'm gonna do what I know all of you want to do. Sorry. We pissed him off a little bit. I don't mean. Bye-bye. All right, to finish off the topic of newborn stage, we're gonna talk about how we specifically went about it. So the way that we did it is that Valentina was in charge of the daytime, but mind you, I was still helping her and everything. Mm-hmm. And then I was in charge of the nighttime. Like we mentioned before, we were really scared of just like not having some eyes on him 24/7. Like we wanted to make sure he was being watched even when he was sleeping 24/7. So the way that we did it was that Valentina was with him throughout the whole day, and then I was with him throughout the whole night. So I would say for the first like 2 months, I was staying up all night with him, which was tough. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I had worked night jobs before, but I think it was just the feeling of being like cozied up at home, and also like, mind you, like in the middle of the night, there's like no noise in the house. Like I tried keeping it as quiet as possible because I wanted Valentina to get some rest, and she was like burning, like her energy was like burning like super quick also because she was like recovering from like labor and everything. So
and breastfeeding and pumping. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
and also then there's that added pressure of like you don't want to fall asleep with the baby in your arms or anything, because you get me, what if the baby turns and then you cover his nose is covered and then you don't realize it. And so that's the way that we went about it. It worked. It was tough, but I think moving forward we will probably do that same thing again.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think because of what we do for a living, you know, we're always home, and we get to film whenever we want to, and it's a blessing. We're always going to be grateful for that. So because of that reason, we're able to both be home as much as we can. So because of that, I think that's probably why we would do it again. But it was tough though. It was really tough, especially because I was breastfeeding and pumping. So I was sleeping, but I still had to wake up every like 2 to 3, 4 hours. Sometimes I would stretch and I'll have 7 hours, but then I'd be like super engorged. It was super bad, but
yeah, man, shout out all the parents that have 9-to-5s and full-time jobs. Like that's literally all Valentina and I would talk about during that time. I was like, man, maybe like shout out to those people because they're so strong. Like, mind you, like Valentina said, we have the privilege of taking time off of work. You know, we're big savers, so we had a pretty good amount of money saved up to where we could we were able to not work for a while and just focus on raising Matthew and learning how to become new parents and everything. But not everybody has that privilege. So man, shout out to any parents out there in general, because every parent goes through their own specific struggles. That just come about with the way that they're living and their life is set up. So
well, for example, I have a friend who has 2 kids. One of them is 3 years old, another one is 1, and she already has so much to deal with on her plate. So I always give her like shout outs, because I'm like, wow, you're a true babe. I don't know why I'm so like nervous talking about this. Like I'm like, wow, like I don't know if I should do this again. I'm like so nervous. Like just like thinking back on everything, I'm like, wow, like I almost want to cry. Like we really struggled. Like it was so hard. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you feel that I'm nervous, but I am.
Yeah, man, newborn stage was so difficult to the point that when we were out of it, we were like, oh shoot, like parenting felt like a breeze. Like, it felt so easy because of how hard like the newborn stage had been.
Oh my gosh, it was so traumatic. Truly traumatic. Oh my gosh, and then the time where I went to the hospital and the ambulance had to come, we called 911 and they got me.
Oh yeah, I actually have a small clip that I took to like send to her parents and stuff. So pop up the clip.
Forgot about that.
That was the time Valentina went to the hospital, and then I think a couple weeks later I ended up going to the hospital too, because I ended up getting like a boil and it got infected, and
then his whole arm got infected and he got chills.
My whole arm had gotten like swollen. It was so bad to the point where like I couldn't even hold Matthew with like that arm anymore. And mind you, when you have a newborn, like as far as I'm concerned, like you need both of your arms to hold the newborn, because you have to hold their back and their necks, because they're not able to hold themselves up like this. So they're just like gonna fall over or back like that.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, damn, like how am I gonna do it, babe? Thankfully, my mom helped us out during that time. She had came over and stayed one night and helped us with that. Also, I think the newborn stage made us realize a lot how important it is to have family close by.
Oh my gosh, yes, 1,000%.
Because the only family member that we had close to us during that time was my mom. Because we're staying in Houston. Right now we're in Miami visiting her parents, but her whole side of the family is out here in Miami. Yeah. And the only family member that I have in Houston is my mom and my brother. But what is my brother gonna do?
And then you also have your tia, Kendra's mom, but she's a mom herself.
Yeah, I also have my tia, but she was just a new mom as well. She has 2 kids to take care of and worry about. So
babe, this is actually like we're in therapy. Like I'm like traumatized.
It's like feels like we're reliving everything.
Look at you stuttering. Like I'm nervous talking about this. Actually, wow. I forgot like how hard it was. I actually feel like crying, because I feel like I went through so much and you went through so much. Because I'm also one that believes that men also go through postpartum. Obviously they weren't the ones to give birth, but they also have like, it's scientific, like look it up, like actually guys go through postpartum. I don't know if you knew that.
I feel like a lot of like what we went through we kind of forgot about. It's kind of like your brain just kind of like blocks it off or leaves it in the past type of thing. But as we're talking, I'm like thinking about more things that I felt. One thing that I remember feeling was like just fear for like the rest of my life, because I was like, wow, like the rest of my life is gonna be this difficult. Nobody had told me that like the newborn stage is the hardest and then it gets like easier. Mind you, like the rest of parenthood is still gonna come with its own challenges, but not at that extreme that like newborn stage has.
They call it the newborn trenches for a reason too.
Yeah, I just remember thinking at one point, I was like, wow, this is way more difficult than I expected, because I had babysat my cousins before, but it's a completely different thing, like babysitting a 3-month-old, 4-month-old, than it is taking care of a newborn 24/7. And having to worry about them surviving.
And on top of that, Matthew was very colicky when he was a newborn, so his gas.
See, that's what I had forgotten.
Yeah, because that was the most traumatizing.
That's what made it difficult.
Yes, that's what was traumatizing. That's what you forgot.
Yeah, because I remember telling you that like if the baby wasn't colicky, which what that means is that they just suffer from like gas being trapped in their stomachs because of like them drinking their milk. If it wasn't for that, like I feel like Matthew would have been such a easy newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause that was the only thing is that we were like trying to figure out how to feed him to where like he wouldn't have those gases, but there was no way to feed him. Like every way we tried, like he still had those gases, and it's like the gas would just be trapped, and he would just have to cry it out. Like I remember one time he was crying for a while, and we were just going crazy because it's like you want to help him, but you can't.
And we gave him the drops too, like the mycin. I don't know how you pronounce them, but there's like these drops.
There's these drops that you like buy and like give the baby, and they're supposed to relieve that gas, but like even then, like it would relieve some of it, but he like it wouldn't eliminate it completely.
Yeah, I know. And then you feel helpless because like you can't burp for them, you can't fart for them, so it's like, baby, I'm so sorry, you know. Oh my gosh, we went through it. The newborn trenches. Wow, we're glad we're out of it. Clearly, we're glad we're out of it. And Matthew's such an easy, chill baby. Like if you ever meet him in person, he's super chill. But the newborn trenches, like they were cozy up in the womb for 9-10 months, and then all of a sudden they're in this cold, cruel world. They don't know like how to live. So
yeah, that's what a lot of people explain to us too, is that the baby is learning how to be out of the womb. Like you mentioned, for so long they were so cozied up, so tight and warm in one spot, and then out of nowhere they're just like free, they get cold, all these things.
I know. Poor Matthew. I just think about my little tiny baby. He was always crying, and I know. Woo! Well, that was a trauma dump.
But yeah, in case this is the first video you watch of us, this is Matthew as a newborn right here. And then this is Matthew now. Big old difference, man. Big old difference. All right, next up, we're going to talk about the baby blues. Baby, can you please define that?
Okay, baby blues. I'm going to Google it just so I have like the actual definition so you guys know.
That's ChatGPT, that's not Google.
I know. This is the definition. It says, the baby blues are mild mood swings and emotional ups and downs that typically begin a few days after delivery that can last up to 2 weeks. That's very common, affecting up to 80% of new moms. It says common symptoms: mood swings, feeling weepy or tearful for no reason, irritability, anxiety or restlessness, feeling overwhelmed, trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating. And then it's mostly due to hormonal changes, sleep deprivation, recovering from birth, and the emotional adjustment to caring for a newborn. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I literally, the one thing that literally stuck in my mind and I will never forget is Jayco. It was already nighttime. I was holding the baby, and then Jayco took over. So he took the baby. He was in the rocking chair, and then he took him. He took the baby. Wow, I feel like emotional already thinking about it. He took the baby, and then I looked at him, and I'm like, I waited a few minutes, and I looked at him, and I felt like so much anxiety and like separation anxiety from my baby. Like, mind you, Matthew was right next to me with his dad, like the two people I love the most. Like, I completely trust him with the baby, but I felt like this, like my baby, I felt like he was like miles away from me. I don't know how to explain it, but it was crazy. And so I started sobbing, crying as if somebody had like done something crazy to Matthew, and now I'm like, please, can you give me the baby back? Like, I don't want to be apart from him. So then I had to literally put him on my chest and then calm down and like readjust myself. Like, bro, it's crazy because correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not really too sure, but for the first 6 months of their life, you and the baby don't really know that you guys are apart, or no, the baby doesn't know that he's apart from you. It's like you guys still feel like you guys are connected, like one. Because for 10 months, you guys were one, and then all of a sudden it like gets ripped away from you, and now he's outside of your body. So it was this crazy feeling, guys. Like, I would always cry for no reason, literally. But I remember I would cry so much, and a lot. I don't think it was postpartum depression. I really think it was like baby blues, but then it would kind of like happen again after 2 weeks. So maybe it was a little bit of postpartum depression. But yeah, it was like a constant like crying for no reason. Sometimes I still deal with it because your hormones are still going through, and then you get your period, so then you're dealing with having your period again. It's so much stuff. And then I stopped breastfeeding, which we'll touch on that after, but oh my gosh, it was so much. And yeah, I would cry for no reason, and I'm a big crybaby. Like, I cry for movies. I cry for like seeing old people in the street. I cry for seeing homeless people in the street.
Buzzards.
golden buzzers on America's Got Talent. Like, I'm such an empath. I cry when people cry. I cry when people are happy. I cry for everything. So, but no, this was like an extreme like feeling that I can't explain. But it's very common, like you guys saw. It's 80% of moms deal with it. So, yeah, I feel for you if you've gone through it or are going through it. It's very temporary.
80% of moms.
Yeah, that's only 20% that don't go through, babe. 80%.
Basically, if you don't go through it, like
you're lucky.
It's rare.
But then if you don't go through it, you might go through postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, which I don't know if you knew that was a thing. Moms literally go through psychosis. Oh my gosh, it's so much stuff moms go through. It's crazy. But yeah, I dealt with baby blues and it was really hard.
As far as baby blues on my side, I obviously didn't get it. Guys can't get it, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean...
Well, yeah, no, I didn't get it. But it was really, like, sad to see her go through that. Like she mentioned, she would just randomly cry, randomly have, like, all these, like, emotional swings. And I'm just, like, trying to be there for her, trying to help her, trying to encourage her, trying to make her feel better. But it's really out of both of our controls. Like, it's just like her body, her mind, her emotions are just going through things, going all over the place, and you kind of just like push through it. You push through it, and I mean, you did do a couple things that helped you, which we'll touch on afterwards, but you're strong, baby. I'm proud of you.
I feel like crying because I feel like moms go through so much. Like, you're already going through so much with a newborn, and then you're taking care of your own mental health and physical health. Like, it's crazy.
No, yeah, becoming a parent, like, I feel like it left like a new appreciation for the both of us towards mothers out there, including our own mothers.
Oh my gosh, don't
like,
even
dude,
get me started.
this year's Mother's Day, we both just like went all out for our moms. Like, I shot my mom this like huge message. Sadly, I wasn't able to spend Mother's Day with her because she was in Honduras. She had a last minute trip out in Honduras for a family emergency she had to go to, and I wasn't able to go because I was taking care of my newborn baby and everything.
And then I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, in Spanish, I was like, Mom, I'm so sorry for everything I've ever put you through. I've already, I put it through so much. I put my parents through so much when I was a teenager, and I've already apologized for that. But in that moment when as a mother, I like wanted to apologize again. So I was like, Mom, I'm so sorry for everything I ever put you through. Like, I understand. Like, I love you and appreciate you so much. I'm sobbing, crying. Matthew's next to me, like just being cute. And then she's sobbing, crying. She's like, está bien. It's okay, Mommy. Like, you're a good mom. Like, oh my gosh, it was like, if you're a kid watching this, if you're not a mom yet, when you're a mom, if you ever want to be a mom, you're going to really appreciate your parents, and you're going to understand everything that they ever put you through. If you're ever like, oh, my parents were so annoying, like, you're gonna understand, like, literally understand why. Because it's like,
you sound like such a mom now, for real.
Yeah, because it's like, I can't imagine like Matthew like growing up, or like any of our future kids growing up and like talking to me like badly or like not loving me. Because it's like, I gave, oh my gosh, my delivery, you guys already know, 51 hours unmedicated, crazy. So it's like we go through so much in our bodies, our mental state, for them to just be like brats, and it's gonna happen. Teenagers go through their own emotional changes, but it's like, wow.
Man, we still have a long way to go with
ready.
Parenthood. We're only 6 months in. And
oh no.
Yeah, we're.
No, I can't imagine Matthew being like, Mommy, don't hold my hand, like you're gonna embarrass me or something. Or like, I don't know, like me not be able to give him a kiss on the cheek because he's like, his friends are watching or something. Like, he's like only 4 or 5 years old. I don't know. Hopefully Matthew.
We're so excited for every stage that we still like haven't hit though. He just develops so much every week, even every day, even like every day he's doing something new. But like the changes that he has from like one week to another are so big that we're like, wow, like this is so fun. Wow, last week was fun, but this week is even more fun, and it just keeps going and going like that. And then we go to church or like the mall and places like that, and we see other kids that are like a bit older, already doing things that Matthew isn't doing, like crawling or like walking, like all wobbly, like stuff like that, and we're like, man, like we can't wait for that. It's gonna be so cute.
Like, one thing recently that he started doing is blowing kisses, and so he hasn't, like, every single time you tell him, he doesn't do it every time, but he does it a lot more often now.
Yeah, we'll be like, besitos, besitos, papi, and then he'll go.
I can't. Yeah, being a mom and dad has completely changed us 180. Like, it's crazy. It really is. Every single time someone comes up to me, they're like, you look different. Like, you just look different. I feel like being parents just change you. Why is this video making me so sad? I'm like trauma dumping, thinking about Matthew's future. Okay, now we're gonna talk about breastfeeding, which was a challenge in itself. I literally traumatized. Okay, so when I was already at the end of my pregnancy, I had like self-expressed some colostrum. I think that's how you say it. And I was super excited. I even texted my mom and dad and I'm like, Mom and Dad, like I have some like milk coming out. I'm so happy. And then whenever I give birth, I tried breastfeeding, he latches on good, everything's fine. But then we come home and I'm like, I'm not producing as much milk as I expected to. And then I'm having trouble him latching on me too. So we go back and forth to the hospital to meet with a latching consultant. And she was super nice, like this beautiful Colombian woman. I love her so much. And yeah, she helped me out so much, but then it was just so hard. Whenever I would come back home, try to do it myself, he would latch, but like I wasn't producing as much, or sometimes I was producing and then he just wouldn't latch. It was just a mess. So I tried breastfeeding for like 3 months. I would go back and forth from like pumping to like try him to like latch onto me and like breastfeed. But I was noticing that he wouldn't, like it wasn't working out. Like he was crying hysterically because he wanted milk, and then I was like having trouble latching him on and I wasn't producing as much. So I was like, you know what, let me start to pump. And that was okay, but then I would have to wake up like every 2 to 3 hours, or have to pump every 2 to 3 hours. And then if I wanted to sleep throughout the night and I had enough milk for him to like have in the morning, so I didn't have to wake up, I would just wake up with my like breast like super enlarged and engorged with like a bunch of like milk ducts. It was just so traumatic. Like I was already dealing with the baby blues, I kind of like depression and stuff. Like it was just too much for me. I almost got mastitis, which is like the infection that you get when you get like milk ducts like stuck in there and stuff. So it was just a lot for my mental health that I was like, I feel so guilty. And I would cry to Jayco. I'm like, babe, like I feel so guilty that I want to stop breastfeeding, but like I physically and mentally cannot continue doing this. Like I feel like if I continue, like I'm gonna go insane. Like I'm literally gonna go insane. And I want to be sane for my baby. So we decided to just formula feed him. Before we decided that, he was formula fed and breastfed because of the fact that I wasn't producing enough. So when we decided to stop breastfeeding completely and put him on just formula, it was like I was able to like breathe again. Like I was like, wow, like like okay, I am not getting infections. I like my breasts don't hurt. Like oh my gosh, it was like thank you Lord, thank you Jesus. And I felt so guilty at first, but then after a while when I felt better and I was able to be more present with Matthew, I was like wow, like I'm not guilty. Like everybody's different, everybody's different, and this is what works for us. And I'm so happy because I feel like growing up you would always hear like, oh no, milk, the mom's milk is the only thing that you should give the baby. It's like this and that, and there's a lot of benefits for moms who do produce a lot, and like breast milk is really good. But for those moms who aren't producing as much or don't produce at all, you have to formula feed the baby. So yeah, he's formula fed, and everybody's always asking me like, oh, the breastfed like chunkies, like, you know, because he's super fat and chunky. And I'm like, actually he's been bottle and formula feeding since he was 3 months. So yep. He's super healthy and big and chunky, and he's only been drinking formula for 3 months. So,
and I think for the longest too, like you mentioned, yeah, it was just hard for you to be like fully present in the way that you wanted to be with Matthew, because you were just so exhausted from like the breastfeeding. So I think seeing you transition like that, one of the things that I like the most is that you were just so much better, like mentally, physically, like resting wise, you were getting so much more rest. Like I feel like you were able to show up for Matthew in the way that you wanted to show up fully. And I think that alone just made it all worth it. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was also a bit concerned with like Matthew receiving his nutrients and all of that, because I was breastfed.
Yeah, I was breastfed too.
Yeah, and it's like in Honduras, most people are breastfed. When you grow up in a culture like that, you just expect your baby to be breastfed as well.
Yeah.
But then I don't have breasts, so what do I look like forcing Valentina to breastfeed? I mean, and it got to a point where it was like, okay, yeah, baby, let's just make that transition, because it's just like it's a lot.
And then I wasn't producing as much either. I wasn't producing as much as I needed to either. So it's like we had to feed the baby, so obviously we had to give him formula.
The milk was just like disappearing. I don't even know why. Like it's like we would put bottles in the fridge and then they would just be gone, like somebody was drinking them or something.
You're so funny.
I did try the formula. I mean the breast milk, in case y'all are curious. And it was pretty delicious.
Tell them what you think it tasted like.
I'm kidding. It wasn't delicious. It tasted like, I would say, unsweet almond milk. That's what it tasted like. Like it was just kind of like
bland,
kind of like watered down almond milk with no flavor. So it wasn't nasty. It wasn't yummy. It was just kind of there. Yeah.
Now that you guys know how difficult it was for the newborn trenches, we can finally talk about how it's been from through 2 months, like a little bit after 2 months till now. Mm-hmm. And man, it's been so amazing. The newborn trenches really traumatizes, as you guys hear. But man, Matthew, we really got blessed with a easy, chill baby. And I always tell people, and everybody always laughs, that because I had such a hard labor and delivery, and I went unmedicated and all that, that God blessed me with an easy, chill baby, because He was like, you know what, she went through a lot, and so let me just give her this gift. Because
and it does feel like that, to be honest.
It really does. But yeah, we go everywhere with him. Restaurants, parks, malls, everywhere.
Yeah, I would say that although we chose to kind of like put everything on pause for his newborn stage, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to do that, because we've gone out places and like we've seen people out and about with like their newborns, and we're like, man, like it is possible. You get me? Yeah. I feel like we were just so like, we just thought Matthew was so
fragile,
yeah, and that we just like
wanted to protect him.
Yeah, wanted to protect him so much. I mean, we're new parents, you get me? It's like some people just they grow up with newborns in their family, and like, but I feel like we didn't, just everything newborn was just so new to us that it was just like we just wanted to make sure that Matthew was good, so we chose to put everything on pause. But now that we're out of the newborn trenches, like, man, Matthew has been everywhere with us. Like, I'm talking about, we take this boy literally everywhere.
But also, I think I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. Like, I think part of the reason why we stayed in the house with him was because he wasn't vaccinated yet. So once he got his 2-month vaccination, which is also when we kind of started getting out of the trenches, is when we started taking him out more. And once we were able to do that, we were able to breathe a little bit more, because we were like, oh, let's go to the park. Oh, let's go to the mall.
That's part of the reason why too we weren't having like anybody over at the house. Like, it was like more lonely specifically for you, because I would still go out and like film with my friends and stuff like that, but that's not something that you do on the regular. So it's like you were like just really lonely for those entire 2 months. So yeah, you were lonely, you were tired, you were going through everything. I could say also that like loneliness was also another factor that contributed to you, you know, having all those like things, emotions, everything.
But yeah, like you said, after the trenches, we took him everywhere. We take him to film with us all the time. We take him to the mall, to the park, to everywhere, to go eat,
to church.
To church. Every single time we go out, everybody's always like, oh my gosh, how old is he? He's so calm. He's so this. And I'm like, that. I just love that. As a parent, I feel like that's such a compliment. Because it's like, I don't know, like you're always on edge when you go out with your baby, because you're like, oh, what if he gets fussy? What if he starts to cry or whatever? And we do have those moments, because I mean, he's growing up. He's teething now, which is like, oh my gosh, my poor baby. But yeah, he's super chill, such an angel baby. Literally makes us want to have like 100 more babies.
Literally, I think one really nerve-wracking thing that we had coming up before was the flight to Miami. Right now we are in Miami, as I mentioned before, but we were so nervous as to how he was going to react to the flight. We were like, man, is his ears going to hurt because of like the pressure? Is he going to cry? Is he going to be fussy? Like, what are we going to do? Like, where are we going to change his diaper? All these questions. But we literally had to just go for it and do it. And we did. We documented the whole thing. So if you guys want to go check out that video, it's literally the video right before this one. It went really, really, really well. Like, Matthew, like she mentioned, is such an angel. He's so easy to take care of. He's literally so chill. All he ever does is just eat and sleep. And the only times that he ever cries is just when he needs to eat or sleep. So it's literally just the way he communicates what he wants.
And then when he's not eating or sleeping, he's laughing his booty off. Like, that boy is such a happy, smiley baby. And I think, I mean, you guys see me, and if you guys know me personally, I'm always laughing and smiling, and then you're always smiling and laughing. So, oh my gosh, I can't. We just took a video of him. He was so cute.
Oh yeah, like right now, You might have noticed how like the lighting in the room is different and everything, and it's because we've been taking breaks here and there to go check in on Matthew, to go be with him and stuff. And right now we were just with him and roll the clip. But as y'all can see, he's a super smiley baby, super sweet baby. Right now, he is starting to teeth, so he is changing. There's like, you know, things that like he didn't used to do before that he does now. He also is super curious. He's gonna be a super curious baby because he just wants to grab everything. So now he started like getting a little bit like
Possessive.
Like frustrated whenever we don't let him grab things. So now we're like, oh shoot, hold on, he didn't used to do this.
Yeah.
Literally last week, like last week he wasn't doing that. So we're aware that it's not always going to be super easy like how it is right now, but we're just enjoying the easy part because we know that like future stages are going to come with future complications. But I feel like as a parent, you just know that though parenting is challenging in some areas, like the positives just like heavily outweigh the negatives. Because man, I just came back from a flight that as you guys might see right now, I'm like super tired. My eyes are like super low because I'm running on low sleep because I just landed from Houston. I was away from Matthew for 4 days, and bro, like I low-key felt like I was like starting to get depressed, and I don't normally get depressed. Like I'm not a type of person that gets depressed often. I'll get like depressive days here and there just randomly, but man, like I started feeling like I was going through depression. And remember I was telling you, I was texting her, I was like, babe, I just feel so down. Like I just went to church, I went to go eat with my family, but I feel so down and I don't know like what to do about it. I tried watching preachings, I tried reading, praying, and yeah, nothing was taking it away. And then just right now coming back today, seeing my wife, seeing Matthew, I was like, oh, this is what I needed. I needed my family. But what I was gonna say is that I cannot picture my life without Matthew. Like from a long time now, I couldn't picture my life without Valentina. But now it's like we can't picture our lives without Matthew. Like it's just, he's just such a huge part of our lives, and he brings so much fulfillment and joy to it that it's like it would literally be like taking our life away.
It's crazy because remember I would always tell you, I can't imagine how I lived my life without him before. Like I had a life without Matthew. Like I can't believe that we had a life before him, and now it's like he's our whole life. He's our whole like day and night, the air I breathe, the heart I beat. Like he's everything. It's crazy that we literally had a life before. Remember when we got together, we got married, I was like, babe, isn't it crazy that we had like our separate lives before we got together? And now when we have a baby, it's like, wow, like there was a before Matthew. Like, oh, it's weird. Like I don't know.
I feel like we always have those like deep talks and like deep just like questions and
like, whoa.
But yeah, if you're thinking about your life in the future as a parent, don't be scared of like all these things that people say. It is gonna be challenging, and I feel like it is good for you to know that it is gonna be challenging. But man, it's worth it. It's so freaking worth it. Like if I had to go through the newborn stage 20 more times, I would do it for Matthew. Like 50, 80, 100 billion times, I would do it because it's just that worth it. Like I wouldn't want to go back. Like no part of me regrets like bringing Matthew into this life at all.
Yeah, the same thing with me with labor and delivery. Like I would do that 1,000 times again just so I can have him in my arms the moment he came out and I saw him.
That's crazy to say because if you're new to the channel, Valentina had a 51-hour unmedicated labor, which that video is also on our channel if you want to go check it out. So for you to say that says a lot.
Oh yeah, and I'm planning on doing it again with our future kids if we have, I'm for sure one more, but if we have more than two, I'm doing it again like that. Just because I mean, if I did it like that, I can do it again. So nothing compares to the joy of you having your baby in your arms. Like you can go through so much and it'll literally traumatize you, but you forget like this, and it's also biblical, which is crazy.
Found the Bible verse. These are the words of Jesus, and it says, John 16:20. I tell you the truth, you will weep and mourn over what is going to happen to me, but the world will rejoice. You will grieve, but your grief will suddenly turn to wonderful joy. It will be like a woman suffering the pains of labor. When her child is born, Her anguish gives way to joy because she has brought a new baby into the world.
I can cry thinking about the day he was born, because guys, like if you watch that video, I was going through it, and I feel like we should make a different video about that in itself, like the labor and delivery and like our thoughts and stuff and what we did to prepare. But man, like literally when I heard him crying when he was in my arms, it was like the world stopped, and it was just him and me and Jayco in the room, and everybody else was like not there. And oh my gosh, it's just like this crazy feeling. So I think the reason why we forget the pains and we forget everything is because God wants us to have more babies. So it's not that I forgot it, because obviously there's videos and stuff of me going through pain.
What it says right there is that the joy just makes it all worth it.
But you actually forget too, though. Like I forgot. Like if there was no video, I would have been like, I mean, I know it hurt, but like I went through it. Like it's fine. Like I survived. You know, it's crazy what your body. Women, we're so strong and powerful. Because I'm doing it again, unmedicated. Although talking about it is kind of scary, because I'm like, wait, we really went through so much, but hopefully it's not as long.
But alright, we're gonna end this video right here. We do have to get back to Matthew. Matthew's grandma is leaving shortly, so we gotta take over. However, I know that you guys probably have a lot of questions, because parenthood is such a broad topic.
Yeah,
there's so many things we didn't touch. There's so many things we left out because we just probably forgot, or because there's just no time for us to touch on the topics. So we want to make a separate video where you guys ask us questions that you might have, and then we answer them. So if you want to submit your questions, head over to my wife's broadcast channel and my broadcast channel on Instagram. We're gonna be submitting polls there and questions, so you guys go ahead and join the broadcast channel, submit your questions, and we'll make sure to answer them on the next video.
So hopefully if you watch this video, you got an inside scoop on what parenthood can be like for you. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. We love you guys so much. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye bye. Wait. Let me bring Matthew so you guys can say bye to Matthew too. Ta-da! Say bye, Matthew. Adios. I'm telling y'all, man, it's worth it. Look at this.
Look at this cute baby.
Look at this trophy.
We're gonna have 10 and thousands more. Ay, gordo. Ay.
A dormir otra vez. Ay, este güey.
Oh, he does this. Snap and nap and nap.
Usted solo durmiendo.
Juegue con nosotros, papi, por favor.
Alright, see you guys. Say bye, Matthew.